Yes, today, fifth semester history class, modern world from 1453 to 1964. Already we completed two chapters. The third chapter is Industrial Revolution. The main objectives of the Industrial Revolution were the origin of Industrial Revolution in England, the causes of the Industrial Revolution, the expansion of the Industrial Revolution, the impact of Industrial Revolution on Europe, and the results of the Industrial Revolution. These are the main objectives before we are going to the class. Now, introduction. The word French Revolution, the word Industrial Revolution used by the French socialist Louis Blanc. He was the great industrialist. He used the term the Industrial Revolution. He belonged to 1811 to 1882. So it was famous by the word became famous with the effort of Arnold Toynbee, who belonged to the period of 1852 to 1830, 83. It became famous. He was the British, but yes, he was the historian. He described about the Industrial Revolution. The article made in the house or home, and it came to outside to from house making to industrial making. The good became industrial making. So in this situation, it is called industrial revolution, and they used the in the place of bullock carts, they used vehicles and trains, ships also used. Totally, the method of production and the transportation also changed. With that situation, the life also very simple. Uh, 18th century, with the development of scientific, with the development of scientific, the new machines, new machines came into force, and particularly in European economy, the production, the transportation, and the communication. Lot of change took place in the production of the goods and the transportation, and also development of communication, like Dalhousie efforts or telephone, telegraphs, wireless system also introduced. Okay, but it is not like a revolution. It is considered as evolution by the English historian Hayes. English historian Hayes described about the Industrial Revolution is not a revolution, it was a evolution, the change from one time to another time. With this effort, with the Industrial Revolution, the production mode also changed from man to machine. The transportation system also changed from bullock carts to trains and ships. What is the impact? But the impact, it is not a sudden. The industrial revolution is not a sudden uh, thing. It was a gradual thing. So the effort, the effort was not came into force. The glorious revolution, England in 1688, the American Revolution in 1776, the French Revolution in 1789. Uh, so they were these three revolutions treated as revolution, but industrial revolution is not treated as a revolution. It is a what is that? It is called the evolution. What were the causes of the industrial revolution started in England? What were the main causes for the industrial revolution started in England? What are the causes? What are the things that led to the starting of industrial revolution, England? The industrial revolution emerged and origin in England. The birthplace of industrial revolution is England. And it became the production also started here, the transportation also started here. It became a guide. England became a pioneer to the industrial revolution. It became a world workshop. England became a world workshop. It distributed the different articles to the other European countries. Gradually, the British economy and the production and the growth also increased. So, in 18th century, in 19th century, Napoleon Bonaparte described about the England it is the nation of the shopkeepers. England was the nation of the shopkeepers described by the Napoleon Bonaparte in 19th century. So anyway, what were the factors for the start of industrial revolution in England? Okay, what are the causes? The political liberty. The political liberty is the main important factor in England. And it also, England dominated on the oceans in 18th century. And it had the Royal Navy in the world. It was the first country to have the Royal Navy. It dominated on the whole seas. So it became very powerful. It dominated on the seas. It has the number of ships, and it also dominated on the number of seaports. So it started the revolution. So it also established a number of colonies in Asia, Africa, and Latin American countries. And what about the wealth in the wealth matter? England had a lot of business and trade and business activities, so it earned a lot of money. So there is no problem to invest on the production. In that situation, the London money market and the London share market and the joint banks, joint stock banks, joint stock corporations, London money market, London share market, joint stock banks, and joint stock corporations increased in Europe. That led to finally there is no problem to the money. The exchange of money also very easy. So in that situation, the Bank of England also used the capital for the development of England. That is used to they use it for the development of industries also. So there is no economic problem in England because of they have stock companies money market, stock corporations, and also established the Bank of England. So it played an important role for the development of the country. In these economic changes, England became very famous country. And after that, England had plenty of natural resources like coal, water, coal, iron, plenty of raw material have England, and also the climatic conditions also help to development of industrial revolution in England. They want if they want to make the thread, the sufficient climatic conditions also help to make the thread, and also they used water power. Water power also it help to the industries of cotton and spinning industry. What about the next think about the labor? Labor also available in the country, and the technologists, the researchers were high grade. So it is also helpful to the country for making the production. The labor also available. Before that, what is the main cause for the availability of labor was what is that? Was the enclosure movement. It's the enclosure movement when the agriculture revolution took place in England, when the agriculture revolution that led to the peasant outed from their agriculture land. So plenty of labors available to do work at the industries, and new discoveries. What is the usefulness of machines? With the help of machines, the production increased. In the place of man, machines came. In the place of animals, the vehicles came for the transportation from one place to another place, and they also used the steam engine for throwing the water from the wells and mines, and also used to run the industries and used to run the vehicle vehicle also. So the steam engine is the most important, which was discovered by the James Watt in 1769. This is main cause. David Thompson. So anyway, the industrial revolution from they used in the industrial revolution, they used primary goods. With the help of primary goods, they produced a lot of productions, lot of articles with the help of fuel. It helped to the production, transportation. Next, the agriculture sector. Now we are discussing about the agriculture sector because of the agriculture dependent industries also, and the agriculture goods help to the industries. Industries based agriculture and agriculture based industries. So, uh, for the more production in the field of agriculture, the rich businessman purchased the rich businessman purchased big estates, big estates, and they introduced new technique, and the model farm. They made the model farmhouses, or farm fields also encouraged for the agriculture, and they also introduced the flying, and the introduction of the new crops, and they also introduced the use of fertilizers, pesticides, number of wastelands came into cultivation, and with that, when the agriculture production increased, when the agriculture started, enormously started, so they wanted to pension for their cultivated land, for their agriculture land, so which is called enclosure movement. They pension on their agriculture field, and their farmlands or model farms. So number of thousands of acres land came under the cultivation. And the scientists, like the agriculture scientists like Jethro Tull, Charles Townsend, they cultivated, they plough the agriculture lands. It led to the revolutionary changes. Robert Beckwell, Robert Beckwell also introduced the new races, in the cattle. King George, the British King George also put interest on the agriculture. So in this situation, the agriculture modernized with the introduction of new techniques for plowing the land and new seeds. So this is also George also introduced after that. So the industrial revolution affected on industrial revolution on agriculture. After that, the textile industry, the textile industry from industrial revolution to the with the industrial revolution, the textile industry benefited more than uh, for the making of clothes. The technology developed. The raw materials like cotton, wool, and silk, they used cotton, wool, and silk for making the thread to weaving the cloths. So this is also new technique. uh, and during the ancient period, it is different from the ancient period to modern period. They used the new techniques for gathering thread. In that situation, in 1733, John Kay, 1733, John Kay John Kay invented flying shuttle. John Kay invented flying shuttle. It also uh, made no, three or 10 threads at the same time. So it is also very useful for making the thread. 10 men, 10 money work did the machines. So this is also one great achievement in the uh, history of the Industrial Revolution. The first invention, flying shuttle, which was discovered by John Kay in 1733. So the work of weaving became very speedy. The 10 workers work done by one machine, which is called flying shuttle. After that, James Hargreaves, after uh, after 32 years after the invention of flying shuttle, James Hargreaves, James Hargreaves invented spinning jenny. Spinning jenny. After 4 years of James Hargreaves invention of spinning jenny, Arkwright, Arkwright invented spinning frame, spinning jenny after spinning frame or water frame in 1769. The meaning of water frame is it was run by the water. It is run by the water power. for making for running the machine. After that, in 1779, when the after Arkwright invented the spinning frame, water frame in 1769, after 10 years in 1779, Samuel Crompton invented Samuel Crompton invented spinning mule. Spinning mule. In 1785, Reverend Edmund Cartwright Cartwright invented the spinning spinning loom. So these are the revolutions in the field of weaving, in the field of textile industry. What are the development? The development took place in 1733, 1765, 1769, 1779, and 1785. So these are these five things are very most important changes in the field of textile industry. So these all help to making the thread and weaving the cloths. 1793, L. Whitney, who belonged to America, and he made the ginning mill, and ginning machine. It is separated the seeds. It is separated seeds from the cotton. So this is also one most important nowadays number of ginning mills established in Telangana areas, Telangana districts also. So this is very easy. They separated the seeds from the cotton, which was invented by L. Whitney, who belonged to America, also most important. So these are the new discoveries. These are the new inventions in the field of industrial revolution, and they established factory. They established textile industries, and they easy to production. After that, the steam engine used with the steam. This was the great achievement in industrial revolution. Up to 18th century, uh, the production produced by the men, animal, windmills, and water wheels. So these are the elements. The man as a power, the animal as power, the windmills also power, and the water wheels also power. So the windmills depended on the climatic conditions and weather conditions. The water wheel also depended on the weather condition. So the ancient during the ancient period, the water uh, steam steam engine or uh, steam engine, they know about the steam engine since the ancient Greek. The people have some knowledge about the steam engine, but during the Renaissance period, some scholars also experiment. So it was not the steam engine not became powerful up to 18th century. Thomas Newcomen in 18th century, in 1712, Thomas Newcomen invented the first steam engine. After that, the usefulness of what is the use of the steam engine? The steam engine transported transported water from mines. Mines. So In 1770, James Watt, who belonged to Scotland, he also rectified the mistakes and he used it to condenser and it became successful. So the steam engine also played an important role in industrial revolution for pull out the water from the mines. So this is also one. Now we are discussing about the coal, iron, coal, iron, and steel industry. The steam engine and other machines, the invention of other machines, the use of with the introduction of steam engine and with the invention of machines, the demand for the coal and iron, the demand for the coal and iron increased when the machines came. When the machines came into force, the use of iron increased. The use of coal also increased. So, for the running of the steam engine, the iron was necessary. For making of iron, the coal also necessity. Okay. Uh, during during a medieval period, they used the wood, wooden coal. After that, they introduced when the lack of scarcity, when the scarcity took place for the wood, they introduced uh, mining book, mining coal in 1815. Humphrey Davis, he was very famous personality. In 1815, Humphrey Davis invented safety lamp for the safety of the laborers in the mines. In the mines, so safety lamp also invented by Humphrey Davis in 1815. When the fire accidents was occurred, so without occurring of fire accidents, he used the safety lamp. So safety lamp also came into force. The industries, the agriculture, and the transportation, uh, the iron and the steel uh, extensively used. The iron and steel extensively used for the making of agriculture goods, industrial goods, and what about the transportation goods? James Watt, steam hammer, Huntsman steel process, they are all processing for making of the uh, goods. Uh, now we are discussing about the transportation and communication system. When the lot of industrialization took place, when the growth of production enormously, automatically, the demand of markets increased. With the demand of markets increased, they wanted to introduce perfect transportation system. In that situation, they also introduced different transportation system and also used it for communication for whom to export and whom to import. Things also developed. And road. What about the road? With the effort of the industrial revolution production, the road developed. Up to 1830, the peoples followed. The peoples followed the walking from one place to another place. After that, they used horses. In the first phase, they used only walking, and after that, they used horses. These are the traditional methods. Some people interested on these traditional methods of walking and riding on the horse. Yeah. Up to from 1780, they used, they wanted to making the roads. They wanted to making the roads. For this purpose, John Macadam invented the roads, and he wanted to make. And after that, too, the canals also developed. The canals connected to the roads for natural transport, or the transport through the transport through the ships and boats. So the canals connected to, finally the canals connected to the roads for this development. The traveling became very easy, and the traveling became very comfortable. So they wanted to arrange the good transportation system, and they wanted to interlink with the canals to the roads. Now also nowadays also the seaports also linked with roads. So 19th century the cars also started, and at the first the rail engines, steam engine, steam engine. So steam engine also started. The speed of the steam engine during these days was 10 mile, 10 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. With the combustion machine also developed. The first motor car, the first motor car invented by the French in 1891. The French invented the first motor car in 1891. Now we are discussing about the railway transportation. With the use of steam engine, with the effort of the steam engine, with the using of the steam engine, they speed up the railway bogies. In 1800, Richard Trevithick, run the railway coach with steam engine. The first railway introduced in 1815 from Stockton to Darlington. The first railway introduced in 1815 in England from the stations of the Stockton to Darlington. The first person to run the train and used the steam locomotive was George Stephenson. George Stephenson invented railway. The first railway run the stations between Stockton to Darlington in 1815. The father of the railway was George Stephenson. George Stephenson was the father of the Indian, the father of the railways in the world. The father of the railways in the world. Hello, hello. హలో స్టూడెంట్స్, హలో స్టూడెంట్స్,
हाँ सर टेल मी।
మాట్లాడండి. ఎక్కడా మీరు?
యా ఇక్కడనే ఉన్నా సార్.
ఆంధ్ర?
ఆంధ్ర కాదు, ఇది
ఆ,
ఎల్లమ్మండ సైడ్ హౌసింగ్ హైదరాబాద్
ఆ.
హైదరాబాద్
ఓకే
నుంచి.
ఓకే 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 ఓకే. అర్థమవుతుందా?
ఎస్ సార్, అర్థమవుతుంది.
తెలుగులో చెప్పాలి అప్పుడప్పుడు మధ్యలో.
అవును సార్, కొంచెం కొంచెం తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పండి.
అదే అదే అందుకోసమే చేసిన. ఇంకొకళ్ళు ఎవరు ఉన్నారు కదా?
ఇంకోళ్ళు ఎవరో భాను అని ఉన్నారు.
అదే అదే భాను. ఎవరు మాట్లాడండి భాను. హలో హలో భాను.
హలో సార్.
ఆ, ఆ. అదే ఒకవేళ అప్పుడప్పుడు తెలుగులో కనుక చెప్పాలా అన్నట్టుగా నేను మాట్లాడుతున్నా మీతో.
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
అర్థమవుతుందే?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే. అంటే ఇది ఏంటిదంటే ఇండస్ట్రియల్ రెవల్యూషన్, పారిశ్రామిక విప్లవం అనేటువంటిది. పారిశ్రామిక విప్లవం ఇంగ్లాండ్ లో స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఇంగ్లాండ్ లో స్టార్ట్ కావడానికి కలిగినటువంటి కారణాలు ఏంటిదంటే అక్కడ వాళ్ళకి సైంటిస్ట్ అనేటువంటి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, సైంటిఫిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఉంది, తర్వాత వాళ్ళ కాలనీస్ ఉన్నాయి. స్టీమ్ ఇంజన్ కనుక్కోవడం, స్పిన్నింగ్ మ్యూల్ కనుక్కోవడం, ఫ్లయింగ్ షటిల్ కనుక్కోవడం, ఇవన్నీ కూడా జరిగినాయి. కాబట్టి ఇది వ్యవసాయ రంగంలో కూడా మార్పు తీసుకొని వచ్చింది. వ్యవసాయ రంగంలో కూడా ప్రొడక్షన్ అనేటువంటిది పెరిగింది. కొత్త రకం విత్తనాలు కూడా తీసుకొచ్చారు, కొత్త రకం మిషన్లు కూడా తీసుకురావడం అనేటువంటిది జరిగింది అనమాట. సో ఇది అందుకోసం. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
సో అంటే మనకి ఏంటంటే రవాణాలో స్టీమ్ ఇంజిన్ అనేటువంటిది రావడం అనేటువంటిది, ఆ, రైలు స్టీమ్ ఇంజిన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే రైల్వే. దే ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ ద రైల్వే ఎట్ ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ 1815 ఫ్రమ్ ద ట్రైన్ ర్యాన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద స్టేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ స్టాక్టన్ టు డార్లింగ్టన్ వరకు కూడా పోయింది అనమాట. ఇది ద ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ ద రైల్వే వాజ్ జార్జ్ స్టీవెన్సన్ వాజ్ ద ఫాదర్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ద ఫస్ట్ ట్రైన్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ ద purpose of the goods. They transported goods only. From 1825 onwards, the traveling also increased from the 10 miles to 12 miles for kilometer for hour. Also increased miles per hour, 12 miles. After 4 years, and from 1825 onwards, they transported the passengers. The passenger train introduced in England in 1825. When did they introduce the passenger train? From 1825. In 1825. So this is also great achievement. This is also great achievement of the transportation system introduced in England. Introduced in England. So after that, what type of development took place? And they also used sea as their medium of transportation. They used sea as their when they invented steam engine, the transportation also depended on the steam engine. So ఇది ఆవిరి యంత్రం అన్నమాట. బిఫోర్ ద అమెరికన్ జేమ్స్ రమ్సే invented steamboat. James Ramsay invented steamboat, ఆవిరి పడవ. So it was succeeded by the Fulton. Fulton, with the effort of Fulton, the steamboat successfully run, and it became great trade implements. Great Western, Syrian and Great Western also experiment on Atlantic Ocean with their ship. Now we are discuss about the transportation of on air. and they used balloons. They used balloons for the air transportation. But till to 20th century, there was no security transportation up to 20th century. Now telephone and telegraph, telegraph and telephone invented. It also telephone and telephone and telephone. The French physicist in 1820, the French physicist sent the message through the wire, and he sent the
అంటే
message
సార్
to hello.
సార్ సార్ ఫస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసింది టెలిగ్రామా?
Telegram and telephone, telegraph,
ఓకే.
telephone and telegraph. Okay, they sent the message through the wire. It's the help of wire. After that, wireless. Uh, the German, the Britisher, and then American followed, and finally they invented the electric telegraph. Electric telegraph. The first telegraph line. The first telegraph line laid in America in 1844. The first when did they started the telegraph line laid by the Americans in 1844. After that, after 20 years, 25 years after, they used cables through the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. Now, the expansion of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, originally the Industrial Revolution started in England, but it expanded to number of European countries like France, Belgium, Germany. How it expanded to French? Originally, the French, the Industrial Revolution started in England. Why it was started? Because of it was a rich country. There is no scarcity in the matter of the wealth because of they established their colonies in Asia, Africa, and Europe continents. And they also participated wars with the French. They always fought. What about the wars? The war with the French is Carnatic wars. They participated number of, and also the European politics like Austrian War of Succession, Austrian War of Succession, and 7 Years' War. So they were the enemies in European politics. So the result of the Industrial Revolution, the social, the economic and cultural changes took place. Richard Arkwright, Richard Arkwright invented water frame. It was a new engine. During the end of the 18th century, French, Belgium, Germany, the water frame also introduced to the European countries. Now we are discuss about the French. With the result during the period of French Revolution, when did the French Revolution started? French Revolution ఎప్పుడు ప్రారంభమైంది? 1789. During the period of French Revolution, 1789, the textile mills means the cloth mills, the mining industries, the mining industries provided thousands of employers, thousands of employers. And with the effort of the French government, with the encouragement of French government, number of French industrialists and number of technicians, and with the effort, with the interest of the French government, number of industrialists and number of technicians went to England, and they visited England. They saw the England and they purchased the machines. చాలా మంది ఏమైపోయారంటే ఇంగ్లాండ్కి విజిట్ చేశారు. పంపించింది గవర్నమెంట్. ఎవరు పంపించింది? ఫ్రెంచ్లో ఉన్న పారిశ్రామికవేత్తల్ని, ఫ్రెంచ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి టెక్నీషియన్స్ ఇంగ్లాండ్ దేశానికి పంపించి వాళ్ళు అక్కడ యంత్రాలు కొనుక్కుంది అనమాట. ఇది ఒక వై దిస్ ఈజ్ కాజ్ ఫర్ ద starting of the industrial revolution in England. So originally it was not emerged, but they purchased the machines from England from 1788, 1812. Between 1788 and 1812, number of looms, mines, the sugar factory, okay, the refinery factories, the labors between 1788 to 1812, for the period of these 25 years, the labors increased in the mines. The labors increased in loom industry or textile industry. The labors increased, what about sugar industry? The labors at purification of the, so till to in 1780, what is the position of England in 1780, 1780? French also reached in the year of 1815. So the French gradually reached to the stage of England in 1815. What happened in 1815? 1815, in 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by the England. So after the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, they introduced Bourbon dictatorship. So 1850, what we saw the industrial growth and industrial development in England in 1870, we can see in French in 1815. And they also made the railway lines. They also introduced the railway lines between 1844 to 1846. And they produced the iron. They produced the coal. So after that, Belgium. What about the Belgium? With the inspiration of nationalism, Jatiyatavada Spurti toti, Belgium became independent country in 1830. After that, they purchased the coal mines. After they purchased the coal mines. With the purchase of coal mines, the industrial, it gave chance to industrial development. When they purchased the coal mines, it led to the development of industries and the development of the industrial revolution. So they wanted to develop the railways in Belgium country. ఎప్పుడైతే వాళ్ళు బొగ్గు గనులు కొనుక్కున్నారో, బొగ్గు గనులు కొనడం ద్వారా ఏమైపోయిందంటే పారిశ్రామికీకరణ వచ్చింది. ముఖ్యంగా ఈ పారిశ్రామికీకరణ ఎందులో స్టార్ట్ చేశారంటే వాళ్ళు రైల్వేల్లో. ఫస్ట్ రైల్వే నిర్మాణం జరగాల, ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కావాలి అని చెప్పారు. ఇంకొకటి, ఫర్ ద ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్, నంబర్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ It encouraged the investors, the private industrialists for the investment. So in that situation, the coal industry, the iron industry, the textile industry, production also increased. Production also increased. Up to 1870, Belgium also became a self-sufficient country. Belgium also became a self-sufficient country. And finally, its products transportation to other countries. Next, Germany. In Germany, the machines in industries, the introduction of machines in industries became very late. Since the 1850, in 1850, at Vienna Congress session, those who were defeated Napoleon Bonaparte, like Austria, Russia, Prussia, and England countries, conducted this meeting with victory countries. In that session, Germany was divided into 13 states. These 13 states under the 39 states under the control of European Union. The political division of Germany or Germany was main cause. The political division of Germany divided into 13 German state, 39 German states was great damage to the industrial development of Germany. But so in 1850, Prussia became the leader. So they are waiting for the development. So they started the development. In that situation, the Zollverein formed. What is the Zollverein? The Union of Customs. The Union of Customs officer. So it also main cause for the economic unification of the country, and they introduced uniform coinage system. They introduced the uniform coinage system in all 17 countries under the leadership of Prussia. Same uniform coinage system, uniform measurements, weights and measurements. What is the purpose for the establishment of or for the foundation of customs union? Zollverein means uniform coinage, uniform measurements, uniform weights. So after that, 1850, in 1871, the unification of Germany completed by the Bismarck. Who completed the unification of Germany? Bismarck in 1871. So Germany became the capital of Berlin became the capital of Germany. So it became a very powerful nation after 1871. It compete with అంటే పోటీ పడింది. It compete with the England. So in European countries, the first developed and first industrial country was England. After that, Germany became the powerful country. The result of the industrial revolution, the main, the industrial revolution influenced, the industrial revolution influenced socio-economic and cultural life. Okay, it also lot of changes took place in Europe with the Industrial Revolution. So, what is the benefit of the Industrial Revolution? The growth, the production growth enormously increased, and number of changes took place in agriculture sector, and for the development of agriculture, they the land changed as fertile, and they enclosed the uh, cultivated lands. They enclosed the agriculture lands. Okay, these are the causes. After that, now we are discuss about the French Revolution, national nationalism, the revolutions and nationalism. Now we are discuss about the American War of Independence. American War of Independence. The American War of Independence started in 1776 and ended in 1783. In the year 1783, the domination of England declined on or over the America. Christopher Columbus was landed in a small island in 1492. Now it is called as Bahamas. Bahamas. With the incident of 1492, when when Christopher Columbus landed on Bahamas Island, the history of America started. When did the history of America started? The history of America started in 1453 with the incident of when the what is that person? The person named Christopher Columbus landed. So, in American continent, the most of the parts under the control of Europeans, the Europeans who settled in America dominated by the Europeans. So the French Revolution started in 1789. The number of causes for the political causes and economic causes also. The revolution period started from 1789 to 99. Okay. The Europeans went to New World. What was the New World? The New World was the America. When did the American real history started? The American real history started with the land of Bahamas Island by Columbus in 1453. Uh, Columbus, the Spain, uh, according to Columbus discoveries, at first the Spain landed and settled in America, and they established their colonies, and they established their colonies at Mexico, Peru, and Central America, the Florida in Central America, and they are also interested to establish their colonies in North America. That is French. The French established their colonies in North America. The Spain established their colonies in South, Central and South America. In North America, What about the French colonies, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Saint Lawrence, and Louisiana? So, those who were settled in America, they were most interest. The country was England. It established their colonies in North Atlantic, Board of North America, Virginia, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, North Carolina, Georgia. These are the colonies. Virginia, North Atlantic seaboard of North America, then Virginia, second, Massachusetts, third, Maine, four, New Hampshire, five, Connecticut, six, Rhode Island, seven, Pennsylvania, eight, Maryland, nine, Delaware, 10, New Jersey, 11, North Carolina, 12, Georgia, 13. What about America? USA, United States of America. What are that states? These are the states. What is that? North Atlantic seaboard of North America is one state. Virginia is second state. Massachusetts is third state. Maine fourth state. New Hampshire fifth state. Connecticut sixth. Rhode Island seventh. Pennsylvania eighth. Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, North Carolina, Georgia. These are the other states. So these are the United States of America when America became the independence. What is the relation between these Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and England? The British rulers like Elizabeth, Elizabeth Princess, 1603 to 1625. The New World. The British wanted to establish their colonies in New World, started from during the period of Elizabeth. But James I, from 1625, uh, he established a colony at Virginia. What about their colony? Their colony established at Virginia between 1763 and 1607. These are the English colonies. The 7 Years' War also started between England and French from 1756 to 63. Okay, these are the things, right? Okay, na Babu. Hello, hello, student.
సార్ ఉన్నాం.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ అటెండ్ అవుతారా? మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు క్లాస్ మీకు?
నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ అది చూసుకుంటాం సార్ ఆ షెడ్యూల్.
రేపు ఉందే.
ఇది అయిపోయాక వస్తాయి అనుకుంటా సార్. ఏ రోజుకి ఆ రోజు షెడ్యూల్ లాగా ఇస్తున్నారు.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ రోజు వచ్చిందే మీకు? హలో, నాకు నిన్న ఒక్క రోజే వచ్చింది. నిన్న డేట్ ఒక్కటే వచ్చింది. ఓకేనా? రేపు ఉంటే నాకు పంపించండి. నా నెంబర్ రాసుకోండి. హలో
ఓకే సార్.
బాబు, నా నెంబర్ రాసుకోండి. 756
756
984
984
97
97
మళ్ళీ 97. ఒకవేళ రేపు ఉంటే నాకు చేయండి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకేనా? మీకు ఈ రోజు కూడా వచ్చింది లింక్, నిన్న వచ్చింది.
నిన్న నేను చూడలేదు, ఇవాళే తెలిసింది, ఇంకా అనుకొని చూసాను.
అదే, ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, సరే, రైట్, థ్యాంక్
వెల్కమ్
థ్యాంక్
సార్.
యూ సార్.
యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ
అర్థమైందా?
సార్. ఎస్ సార్, అర్థమైంది.
ఓకే ఓకే,
థ్యాంక్ యూ
సరే సరే,
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే, రైట్.
సార్.